Royal Challengers Bengaluru. IPL, it's a story of struggle and nightmare. Currently, they are ninth in the points table. After playing 5 games, they have lost 4 and won only 1. That one game they won was also a very huff and puff kind of a job that they did against Punjab Kings. Now, yet again, for the 17th season, muddled thinking, lack of planning, RCB are once again facing a crisis. Now, this time, you may think, what are the key areas that has led them to be in this kind of a situation? Don't worry, it is not a Virat Kohli bashing tirade that you would expect. No, he is not the problem. The problem is what happened 4 months ago during the IPL auction. It was that muddled thinking that RCB involved in that ensured they wanted to build a team, but they ended up saddling too many redundant players and some players that were not even needed for that role. This video, I am going to break it down, the nightmare of RCB's shoddy planning that ensured that they are once again in this position and a playoff chance is once again going out of the window for them. Because currently in 9th position, 1 win in 5 games, similar problems are haunting RCB. Yet again, batting heavy, bowlers are on a prayer. As I mentioned, Delhi Capitals have Opal and Hare in the batting. When you look at RCB bowling, it is Opal and Hare there. You have to rely on the prayer for them. Unfortunately, it's not happening. Bad auction strategy to blame. This is where I will break down why RCB botched up in a royal manner in that sense. Because the first problem was the trade. MI traded Cameron Green to RCB for 17.5 crores. Now, this proved to be a surplus to the already requirement that was there. You already had a Will Jacks. Why did you have to get in a Cameron Green? This was problem number 1. 3 out of the 4 slots were already filled with Cameron Green's arrival. You needed a Green, you needed a Maxwell, you needed a Faf. Only one overseas slot. At that time itself in the auction, we had said, why are RCB going for these many players? Are they going to pay them on a holiday? That was the one thing. They got some money, they traded Shabas to SRH, but they got in a Mayank Dagar. Mayank Dagar is not that experienced. You needed a good Indian spinner, but RCB never had the foresight. 6 slots, they had to fill 6 slots in the auction. 3 of them were to be overseas, but they had to be in the right department. Now, because of what happened, Royal Challengers Bengaluru thought that they were playing an international Premier League where you had to play 7 foreigners and 4 Indians. But that wasn't the case. They already had too many overseas batters in the Indian Premier League. You couldn't bench Green because you had traded him for 17.5 and you don't want to bench your big bucks acquisition. Faf and Maxwell, Faf was in good form in 2023 that hid most of RCB's problems. But now he's not in form. Can't bench Green and get Jacks, bowling weak. Now this makes the decision to release Wanindu Hasaranga even more stranger. When they released UZ Chahal, they lost a modicum of sense in their bowling. Now with Wanindu Hasaranga gone, where is the spin? Where is the spin bowling option for RCB? Who's the experienced guy but is on the bench? Karn Sharma. Really? That is the experience factor? RCB needed quality spinners in the auction. They had to go for that, but they didn't do it. RCB didn't capitalize on the capped pacers. That was the one major problem that is there. Capped pacers, half budget, 11.5 was spent on Alzari Joseph. On those flat decks at the Chinnaswamy with those small boundaries, you want a 90-mile-per-hour bowler. Really? 3 slots are already full. You needed to bolster your spin bowling, yet you went after Alzari. Couldn't pick good Indian pacer and RCB needed quality spinners. So, you didn't pick an Indian pacer who could have been a good requirement because you needed a backup to a Mohammad Siraj. Although a Yash Dayal came in, but honestly, hand on heart, Is Yash Dayal really the best Indian pacer that is there at this point in time? Far from it. RCB needed quality spinners. Now, what was the logic behind selecting Alzari? This particular tweet, Director of Cricket Mo Bobat had stated, he has pace, bowls from a high release point which gives him bounce. He is a recognized death bowler and our captain is a fan of Alzari. So the decision making, the brain's trust in RCB decided, okay, let Faf du Plessis make all the calls. He doesn't know Indian conditions that well. Was Virat taken into account? If Virat was taken into account and Virat also had a say in it, then I'm sorry, as far as captaincy decisions and team decisions are concerned, RCB are losing the plot. Totally and always, ever since creation, 2008 till now. Now, you needed a good Indian spinner. Every other Indian spinner was being picked. Manivaran Siddharth they couldn't take. Tanay Tyagarajan they didn't want. Tanush Kotian also they didn't pick. Tanush Kotian is going to Rajasthan Royals because Adam Sampa is not in. And Tanush Kotian going to RR is a surplus to their requirements. They already have a Chahal. They already have an Ashwin. Why would they want a Tanush Kotian? No interest in overseas spinner. They didn't want an overseas spinner. No logic in Karan Ferguson pick. Okay, you're only going to play 4 overseas guys. Alzari is not in. You got a Reece Topley. But you break the bank, you spend close to 3 to 4 crores in acquiring Lockie Ferguson and Tom Curran. For what? This is where I think RCB decided that let us organize a paid holiday for all the players. That is why they got in so many overseas guys. What was the need? There was no need because you know you can't fit them in the 11. Kern, Dagar, the only spinners. Imagine that is your lineup. Kern, Sharma and Mayank Dagar. And you've got a Himanshu Sharma, but what is he going to give? Lomror is part-time. That's your problem. Now, what were the lessons? RCB backed on overseas power hitters. Who were your power hitters? Green, Faf, Maxwell. Look at their strike rates. Faf 133. Maxwell and Green 107 and 108. Where is your power hitters? Gone. You based it on a very flimsy logic that, oh, power hitters will get us through. But Maxwell is volatile. Green untested and Green peaked towards the fag end of IPL. By that time, Mumbai Indians stayed in contention. Green peaked, but here RCB seemed to be already out of contention. 5 losses and with 4 losses, you need to win at least 7 of your next 9 games. With RCB, has a streak like that ever happened with them? Not that much. No quality Indian batting apart from Virat. Who is your next best Indian batter? Anuj Rawat? Mahipal Lomror? A DK? This damning statistic. Virat Kohli has 7,500 runs. Who's the next best? Rahul Dravid with 830 plus. And he retired 12 years ago. That's the thing. 4 overseas bowlers, but 1 can play. Only 1 overseas pacer can play. Yet they picked 4. And that is where the same old story has been repeated over and over and over again. No balance in 16 years of IPL for RCB. Even Rahul Dravid has stated they struggle to maintain the balance. Money spent on overseas, not Indian pacer. You needed a proper Indian pacer. You broke the bank for Yash Dayal, but that was probably not needed. No experience and addition in the spin department. Where is the addition and where is the experience? Nothing. You just had a trade-off. You didn't get anybody. Swapnil Singh, big deal. You also got in a sort of in the previous game. Do you need that many batters? Lot of redundant picks in the team, and that is the major problem. And the other major harakiri that RCB were going to commit, they were going after Pat Cummins. Luckily, Sunrisers Hyderabad did them a favor. 20.5, RCB said no, we can't go ahead. They needed some greater, bigger plans. And guess what was the bigger plan? Alzari Joseph, Tom Curran and Lockie Ferguson. This is the reason why. Bad auction strategy, muddled thinking, no Indian spinner, experienced spinner, no proper Indian pacer. I'm sorry if many people say Yash Dayal is the answer. You're not playing Vijay Kumar Vishak. No Akashdeep. Akashdeep's also not had a good IPL. Previous season also. So, whatever is RCB struggles, 16 years it's followed the trend. It's nothing new. you will struggle because your auction strategy was incredibly flawed. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget we're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Bye-bye.